the story of Shadrach,
Meshach,
and Abednego.
3 young men who served the God of Israel. These young men grew up as captives in the kingdom of Babylon, but rose high in the king's court because of their talents and wisdom.
when the wicked king Nebuchadnezzar demanded that the whole kingdom bow down and worship his statue, the boys refused. They would worship no one but the one true God. The punishment for their refusal was death, being burnt alive. The boys were prepared to die for their faith.
But when the soldiers threw Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego into that fiery furnace, they weren't alone. The fourth man hurled himself through space, and in a moment's time, he was there beside them, going into that burning fiery furnace with them. By the time the door had closed, he had ripped off their bonds and clothed them with divine protection.
And when the king looked in, all 4 men were walking around in the fire, untouched.
The form of the fourth man was like the Son of God.
The king and his court wanted to know who this 4th man was.
People who read that story in the book of Daniel want to know who it was.
Well, I know about that fourth man. Let me tell you who he is. In the Torah, he's the Passover lamb, a prophet greater than Moses and our true high priest.
In Joshua, he is the captain of our salvation. In Judges, he is our lawgiver. In Ruth, he is the kinsman redeemer. In Esther, he is our Mordecai.
In Samuel and Chronicles, he is our reigning king. In
In
Psalms,
he is the Lord our shepherd. In Proverbs and Ecclesiastes, he is our wisdom.
In Isaiah,
he is the Prince of Peace.
who is this 4th man?
In the book of the prophets, he's God's evangelist, the Son of Righteousness, rising with healing in his wings.
In Joel, he's the baptizer with the Holy Spirit and fire. In Amos, he's our burden bearer. In Obadiah,
He is mighty to save.
Seriously, who is this 4th man?
In Matthew, he's the Messiah.
in Mark, he's the wonder worker.
In Luke, he is the Son of Man.
In John, he's the Son of God.
In Acts, he's the Holy Spirit.
In Romans, he is our justifier.
In Corinthians, he is the gift of the Spirit.
In Galatians, he's the Redeemer from the curse of the law. In Ephesians, he's the Christ of unreachable riches.
In Philippians, he's the God who supplies all our needs. And in Colossians, he's the Godhead bodily.
That's the one.
In Thessalonians, he is the Son King. In Timothy, he is our mediator between God and man.
In Titus, he's our faithful pastor. In Philemon, he's the friend that sticketh closer than a brother.
In Hebrews, he's the blood of the everlasting covenant. In James, he's the great physician.
In Peter, he is the good shepherd. And in the Epistle of John, he is everlasting love.
And in Jude, he's the Lord that's come to 10,000 saints.
And in Revelations,
He is the King of kings.
And the Lord of lords.
Who is this 4th man?
He is Abel's sacrifice, Noah's rainbow, Abraham's ram, Isaac's wells, Jacob's scepter, Moses' rod, Joshua's sun and moon that stood still. He's Elisha's mantle, Elisha's staff, Gideon's fleece, Samuel's horn of oil. He's David's slingshot, Hezekiah's sundial, Daniel's visions, Amos's burden, and Malachi's son of righteousness.
Who is this 4th man?
he is Peter's shadow.
Stephen's signs and wonders.
Paul's handkerchiefs and apron.
And John's pearly white city.
Who is this 4th man? He's a father to the orphan, husband to the widow.
To the traveler in the night, he is the bright and morning star.
To those who walk in the lonesome valley,
He is the lily of the valley, the rose of Sharon, and honey from the rock,
He is the brightness of God's glory.
The King of glory,
the pearl of great price,
and the rock in a weary
the
land.
cup that runneth
the
over.
rod and staff that comfort.
And the government of our lives rests upon his shoulders.
Who is this 4th man?
He is Jesus Christ of Nazareth,
The Son of